International Affairs. In today's class, we are going to have a very detailed and very interesting discussion of the Myanmar coup. Okay, the Myanmar coup, which happened on February 1st, has sort of turned our South Asian relations and the Asian relations between, the entire South Asian geopolitics into a turnstile. So, there is a pull of China, there is a pull of India, there is somewhere the angle of USA, there is the angle of Russia, Japan. So one military coup which happened 2 weeks back is fast or violently approaching to form a sort of different angle for our entire South Asian geopolitics. So we'll see that in today's class. And obviously the topic of the title of today's class is the China's gain. So we'll focus on that. How would China stand to gain? And maybe how India would stand to lose, or how India has to come up to this challenge, okay, of the Chinese dragon. So let's begin today's class. So my name is B. Teja Sai. I've graduated from IIT Kharagpur and I've worked at Where Minerals and MNC for 2 years, and I'm teaching the UPSC students for the past 2 years. You can find my profile on the GradeUp app. You can press the follow button. You can see the follow button here. And if you like my classes and if you want to know about the international affairs, daily international affairs, its analysis, the critical reasoning, and important for both prelims and mains, we also have some special prelims classes. You can press the follow button so that whenever my class is going live, you will be able to join the class. Okay, yes, good afternoon, Sweksha, good afternoon, Nandini, good afternoon, Simran, good afternoon, everyone. So let's begin the class. So as you know, the military coup had actually happened on February 1st of 2021. And a lot of countries around the world, they have condemned it, especially USA and European countries, they have condemned the military coup. And China, for instance, has not outrightly condemned it. Okay, China is a notable exception. It has not outrightly condemned it. And we shall see that it has pulled out from the UNHRC resolution on Myanmar. Okay, on February 9th and 12th, there was a UNHRC resolution asking for this military coup and how the military has to be taken out from Myanmar and there should be a civilian government. But China and Russia, they have pulled out of it. Okay, India, of course, we have supported the resolution, and India also during Feb 1st, when the coup had happened, we have told that we have noted the developments in Myanmar with deep concern, and India has been steadfast in its support. We believe in rule of law and democratic process, and we are monitoring the situation carefully. No, am I not visible for everyone? Yes, Joshua, please refresh the class. Please rejoin the class. I should be visible for you. Okay, good afternoon, Ghulam Mohammed. Good afternoon, Sanu. Okay, India has supported, India has here also there's a tricky part. India has not outrightly rejected. India is watching the situation closely. I'll tell you why India has not outrightly rejected. But China has outrightly sort of rejected. Okay, China has not condemned it. They have pulled out from the resolution. And that's the reason why yesterday, a few days back, there was the shame on you China protests. Okay, in Yangon, outside the Chinese embassy. Okay, because of their Beijing support to military rule. We should also see how Beijing has supported the military rule. And we should also analyze the article. This came in the Times magazine, why China stands to gain from the coup in Myanmar. Okay, actually the Time magazine had given this in Feb 3rd itself. Just 2 days after the coup itself, they have told that how China stands to gain. But then many international thinkers didn't take note of it. But now we are able to see. Okay, now after 12 days, we can see how China has pulled out the UNHRC resolution, how China is not taking any action against Myanmar. All right. So what was the Myanmar coup? It happened on Feb 1st. Myanmar's leader Aung San Suu Kyi and the senior figures of the ruling party. She's not the actual premier, if you know. I would also suggest you please watch the February 1st State of International Affairs class, where we have done the Myanmar coup in detail, what happened, and what is the effect on India. We have had a comprehensive discussion. Okay, I hope a lot of you have seen this also. Right? Yes, Shivam Sharma will see in today's class why China has pulled out. I'll tell you why China has pulled out. China has pulled out because, Akshay, you're asking, the UNHRC resolution was condemning the military coup, but China has pulled out. That means they're supporting the military rule. I'll tell you why China is supporting the military rule. And military coup, which happened, the Myanmar army wanted to take action against the alleged fraud of Aung San Suu Kyi's NLD elections. Okay, she had won more than 50% of the seats. Okay, not she, her party NLD had won, but some minor parties and especially the army, it held that there was an election fraud, and they have taken over this coup. Okay, they have taken over the government. So Aung San Suu Kyi and other senior leaders were detained. Okay, they were detained and later they were also charged. So this rapid international situation is evolving. And Aung San Suu Kyi, she had won 364 seats out of 664 in 346 seats in the November 2020 elections. This happened in November 2020. And on February 1st, the parliament was just about to begin. As the parliament was about to begin, this coup had happened. Okay, now I'm not showing you a fitness video here. This is the actual only sort of footage we have of the coup. Okay, a fitness instructor was actually doing the fitness exercises, and behind her, the coup was taking place. Okay, you can see this video. Just go to YouTube and type fitness trainer military coup. You'll be seeing. Okay, she was actually performing the fitness exercises and dancing while the coup was happening. Okay, it's a quite interesting video. As a break from a UPSC preparation, you can see that. It's a short 1-minute video. You can actually see the coup happening in her background. Okay, so now let us get into the meat of it, that why China stands to gain. Why China has pulled out, somebody had asked. Because a communist party-ruled autocratic China adopted an evasive and muted tone. They have neither condemned nor expressed any concern related to the Myanmar coup. Okay, India, we have condemned. We have indirectly condemned. We believe that rule of law and democratic process must be upheld, but China didn't say anything. Because the Myanmar is a bridge between South Asia and the Southeast Asia. Even for us, right? Even for us, Myanmar is the bridge between India, the South Asia, and the Southeast Asia. For example, can somebody tell me a grouping which is there between your SAARC and ASEAN? We have SAARC. This is South Asia. We have ASEAN, which is your Southeast Asia. What is there between them? Yes, very good, BIMSTEC. Okay, we have also discussed BIMSTEC in a class comprehensively. BIMSTEC mein major players are your Myanmar and Thailand. Okay, they are the major players of your BIMSTEC. So it is a gateway to Southeast Asia for India and even for China. From the China angle also, you see, it is a link between the South Asia and the Southeast Asia. And China wants to develop its geopolitical base against India. Now, China has its designs of string of pearls strategy. Okay, what is the strategy? It wants to encircle India by developing military bases in India's neighborhood, and Myanmar has been on China's radar for long. You can see the string of pearls. This is a famous theory in international relations. So all around India, okay, here they have the Gwadar. This is the Gwadar port. Gwadar Naval Base, it's part of your CPEC, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. Then they have the Hambantota Container Port. Here they're having the upgraded port facility, Chittagong Port Facility, Commercial Naval Base. And here, this Chittagong Port Facility is near the Cocos Islands. Okay, Cocos Islands of Myanmar. Then they have a surveillance facility in Thailand. The Kra Canal, they have on Thailand, a major port. Then throughout South China Sea, the whole issue, Haiyan Island, Pudi Island. And this is not only in this area. Okay, it goes further. It goes near Seychelles. It connects the Djibouti near Horn of Africa. So they're developing this sort of pearls around India. Okay, it might be as part of your BRI also, Belt and Road Initiative, where they want to encircle India, so that you can think that a string of pearls around your neck. So if you pull it, it can strangulate the neck. Okay, so they have this string of pearls concept, and there a military rule in Myanmar would actually bode well with China, because China also is autocratic. It's also the Chinese Communist Party is autocratic. There is just one party, and Myanmar also, if it's like that, it'll bode well with China. But also there's another important clue, I'll tell you that. And of the total direct foreign investment in Myanmar, China has had 25% presently. So after Singapore, it has the second largest, highest FDI into Myanmar. It has invested $21 billion. India, for example, if you remember in the previous class where we discussed India, Myanmar, we have just invested around $2 billion. So where is $2 billion? Where is $21 billion? 10 times the amount they have invested in Myanmar. Okay. And just like how we have the BIMSTEC, China also is having its China-Myanmar Economic Corridor, Belt and Road Initiative, where they're developing the big projects. And these infrastructure projects have put Myanmar in a massive Chinese debt. Okay, it accounts for 40% of the current $10 billion national debt. Okay, so it's part of its debt diplomacy or checkbook diplomacy. Checkbook diplomacy of China or the debt trap diplomacy. Can somebody tell me in another country where this debt trap diplomacy is happening in India's neighborhood? Anyone? One second, it's kind of buffering for me. Sorry, friends, give me 1 minute. Yeah. Yes, Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is a better example than Pakistan. Gwadar is definitely there. But in Sri Lanka, they have the Hambantota port where they have purchased for 99-year-old lease. Okay, the Hambantota port. This is purchased for 99-year-old lease, and they have some $9 billion debt, China with Sri Lanka. It's prominently in news. Fine, this is our checkbook diplomacy. And the most important clue of how China stands to gain from the Myanmar coup is recently they have met the Myanmar army chief Ong Liang had met the Chinese foreign minister Wang Yi last month in Beijing. Okay, this is not their photograph, but you can see how the army and Chinese army, they are in tune. Okay, they have met in Beijing, and this is tipped as a precursor to the military seizure of power. Okay, this is tipped. See the language. We are not directly writing that China is behind the military coup. This is how you need to indirectly write. Yes, please wait for 2 minutes. Okay, Gokul has asked a good question. Why are the countries still naive when they know about China's debt trap intentions? That is what happens. I mean, it's not about naive. It's about they wouldn't have another choice. Okay, where will they get $12 billion from? So they'll try to negotiate well with China. They'll see that maybe, we can have a sort of leeway with China. Maybe they'll try their luck, something like that. Simran, I don't know why only 19 years, not 100 years. That is how leases are generally done. Okay, if there is a 100-year, it might come indirectly under the control of the country. Okay, there might be some international treaty for that. So they don't want that 100 years, they are taking the 99 years. Okay, is it clear now? Is the video clear now? Yeah, I think it's better now. Okay, so I was saying that the most important clue of how China is behind the Myanmar's military coup is, they had met. Okay, they had met in January. The Myanmar army chief and the Chinese foreign minister, they have met, and he had called the Myanmar as a brother. And China praised Tatmadao's national revitalization efforts. And it was only after your Ong Liang's Beijing visit that Tatmadaw has indicated about a possible military coup in Myanmar. So experts, international experts, and all over the media news all over, they are holding China indirectly behind the Myanmar coup. What is happening in Myanmar, uske piche China hai. Okay, China is the one which is making all this happen. Fine. And like in Nepal also this is what happened. China maneuvered to install a pro-Beijing and anti-India group under KP Oli. But of course, that again is a bit different because Nepal has recently taken a U-turn. Nepal is also it's asserting its autonomy. On that also we have done a video. But something similar is happening. How China is handling Nepal in the same way they're handling Myanmar. All right. And with over 50 years of military rule and isolated status around the world, most of the trade between the countries has been China driven. So if USA goes ahead with the threat of sanctions, which might happen, okay, USA is actually threatening this 10% sanctions on Myanmar against this military coup. Then Myanmar will have to use Beijing as a shield. Okay, so they don't have another option also. If you see Myanmar army, if it has to come, they have to have a strong power, right? For example, in your many times in modern history, you'll see that some countries invading over the other country. Okay, the countries which are aligned with Germany in the World War II. Italy has made large strides over Europe. Why did it do that? Because it knew that Germany is behind it. Okay, so in that way, that sort of linkage was there. Okay, between both the countries. So in a nutshell, Myanmar's economy is largely dependent on China, with a pro-Beijing government in place. And Myanmar may well fall into the Chinese debt trap diplomacy by allowing China's funded BRI projects, which Myanmar has to repay. And if that happens, Myanmar will become an economic winnow of the largest trading partner, China, and it might become hostile for India's geopolitical interests. And similarly, Xi Jinping was the first Chinese leader to visit Myanmar in Jan 2020. So you can understand how they are holding Myanmar to be a strong factor in the South Asian diplomacy. Okay, China. So that is about China, how China stands to gain. Can somebody tell me, has India outrightly rejected Myanmar army? Has India strongly made a statement against the Myanmar army, yes or no? Anyone? Yes, Shripad Madi is saying no. Simran also is saying no. Okay, we have told that rule of law and the international order, everything is important. But we also have not strongly worded against Myanmar. Okay, why is that? Why is that happening? Because for us also, Myanmar army is important. Okay, not only for China. And this is the advanced level stuff you should be knowing. Okay, generally most newspapers, most books, they'll just cover the Chinese gain and how India and Myanmar are important. But especially if your option is PSIR, you need to have this sort of analysis. Our Indian Army Chief, Navarane, he had told that Myanmar military has helped curb insurgency in Northeast India. So we see Myanmar and Myanmar's army very important in our insurgency situation. Okay. No, Shripad Madi, even if we have many projects, that won't go against it, right? We have many projects with the civilian leadership. We can continue that civilian leadership. But I'm saying, why do we have an affinity with the Myanmar army? This is because of insurgency. Okay, throughout the Mizoram belt, Nagaland, your Arunachal and Mizoram, we have insurgency in the northeast. For example, your IMK group, which is there, your Kaplang group and Isak Moya group of your NSCN, which are there, which operate near Myanmar, they operate from, they operate from Myanmar, which act on Mizoram. So all those groups ke liye, we have done an Operation Sunrise. Okay, with which the soldiers on ground, Indian and Myanmar soldiers on ground, we have worked towards operational dividends. He had told this. Okay, he had told this in a recent, he had a meeting in New Delhi at a defense forum. So he had made this statement. So Myanmar military is very important for us. India and Myanmar bilateral army exercise also happens, IMBACS. And on May 2020, as many as 22 Indian surgeons were handed over by Myanmar. Okay, it was a huge success of the backdoor diplomacy of Naypyidaw. Naypyidaw is your capital of Myanmar. Okay, so during insurgency and army exercises are done. And also on October 15th, just last year, India has handed over INS Sindhuveer. It's a kilo class submarine in service with the Indian Navy to Myanmar. So we have given a lot of submarines. We have given torpedoes. Okay, we have given torpedoes. We have given the T-72 tanks. This INS Sindhuveer we have given to Myanmar. So we have invested a lot of time and money in the Myanmar army. So now we cannot go against it. Okay, so this sort of tightrope is there. Of course, whatever is happening in Myanmar, we are closely watching it. And definitely a democracy would be better for India, but we cannot outrightly say against the Myanmar army. Like how USA is saying, how UK is saying, how the other countries of the world are saying, we cannot make such a strong statement. Okay, we can just say that rule of law is important, international order is important, but we can't talk against the Myanmar army. All right, I hope you understand this critical link. Okay, I hope you understand this critical link. And India has also been supplying military equipment. Like I told, the torpedoes, T-72 tanks, and several other military equipment we are giving. And we are also in touch with Myanmar since 1988. Okay, 2012 mein pehli baar the civilian government had come to power. Okay, under the National League of Democracy under Aung San Suu Kyi. But since 1988, we are in touch with Myanmar army. Since 1988, the military junta was ruling. Okay, especially since the mid 1995, we have had diplomatic relations with the military, with the Myanmar military. So we go long back, India and Myanmar military. So suddenly, because some coup had happened, we cannot talk against the military. Fine. If you understood this critical link, मतलब आपके दिमाग में बैठ गया international relations and how to write answers related to IR. And also apart from this, we have other concerns like our IMT, India, Myanmar, Thailand Trilateral Highway, Kaladan, the Special Economic Zone at Sitwe. Okay, all this we discussed. Please watch the Myanmar coup video. Of Feb 1st. Okay, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see the playlist, the Feb 1st video you can see, you'll understand clearly India and Myanmar links, why Myanmar is important for India. Okay, this thing was already there. We've invested in infrastructure, and the Rohingya issue also we have. So we want to reconcile Bangladesh and Myanmar in that so that BIMSTEC can work together. But this is a new angle. Okay, this happened on 12th Feb. On 12th Feb. And see, you can see how IR works. IR, you have to read many newspapers. For this video, I have gone through at least 3 newspapers. Okay, the most important, Indian Express, Hindu, and Mint. There are different newspapers I went through. So you need to have a multiple newspaper sort of analysis and overview if you have to write a good answer in PSR. And also GS. For GS, if you can write this level answer, it will be such a huge plus for you. Okay. So a mains model question for you. Yes, special economic zone. Shripad Mandi. We are also building a special economic zone in Sitwe, okay, as part of your Kaladan multimodal. Amidst the military rule in Myanmar, analyze the key factors affecting India, China, Asian power struggle. Okay, I hope you can answer this question. You need to write about the military coup which happened. Then you should write about the Chinese angle. You should write about the Indian angle and how democracy is good for India. But still, India also has to reconcile its relations with the Myanmar army because we are close with the Myanmar army. And even if there is a military rule, like God forbid, but even if there is a military rule, we need to have a friendly general there. Okay, we need Mr. Ong Kliang who's there. he needs to be friendly. Okay, because on one level, if you see China's actions also, why did China pull out of UNHRC? They have told that what is happening in Myanmar is its internal issue. Okay, we don't want to intervene into that. So India also, on some level, that is true, right? What is happening in Myanmar is an internal issue. There is only so much pressure you can put as an international community. But if military rule continues, then what will you do? What will India do? So that balance has to be there. Okay, so you can write this answer for 15 marks. It's a long answer, 250 words. And I have willingly not, I have consciously not given you the conclusion. I want you to write the conclusion, way forward in conclusion. I want you to have some reading about the India-Myanmar issue and how you can conclude it. I want to see your conclusion of this answer. So for 250 words, you'll need to write in 3 pages. Okay, second page, almost till half. That will be 250 words. Okay, you can write this and you can join our Telegram group at @ IAS preparation strategy. This is a peer control group. So you can also discuss with the faculty, you can discuss with the students, and you can submit your answer here. Okay, on Telegram. Yes, what was Gokul's doubt? Yes, Gokul, of course. They might use, you can never say, right? So if they go against us, they might use military equipments on us. That's why we have to have a careful tightrope. That's why I'm stressing it, that they have taken our weapons, so they have our weapons. So we also need to carefully imbibe with the military coup. Definitely, we support the rule of order, international order. That is definitely there. We support democracy. Aung San Suu Kyi say we have a much larger relationship, right? She studied in India. She studied under the Lady Shri Ram College of India. So it's better for India if we have a democratic rule. But God forbid if there is a military rule, we shouldn't be caught in the turnstile, right? So that's it, friends. If you like the class, please like, comment, and share. Please comment the YouTube. Please share the YouTube video if you can. Okay, please share this with your friends. Please share knowledge, and please help this course grow. Okay, the views, they are getting stratified. People who are watching every day, they are only watching. They're coming back. We do have a loyal crowd. Thank you so much for that. But we need to have this course grow. Only then this course can sustain itself. Okay, only then I can come up with such videos for you. So please share the YouTube video. And Gokul, I'm not sure if we have a override technique. I hope we do have a override technique. Fine. But generally there is no such thing. Once you give the equipment, it becomes theirs, right? And for people watching on YouTube, you can download the GradeUp app and you can see our videos on an hourly basis. We have different classes on an hourly, free classes. And this class, for example, I'll be taking up every day at 2 p.m. with such interesting issues. It might be such bilateral issues, or it can be a summit, it can be a report, whatever is important for the UPSC prelims and mains, and also for UGC net. The same thing is also important for UGC net. Your state PCS. Okay, or even if you're generally interested in IR, or if your optional is PSIR. For all of them, this is important. These classes are important. So you can watch me every day, Monday to Friday at 2 p.m. All right. And for people not part of our GradeUp Super, I hope you know what is GradeUp Super. We have the comprehensive sort of membership of GradeUp Super, in which you'll be getting access to all the UPSC CSE, EPFO, NCRT classes, all the classes of GradeUp you'll be getting with just one subscription. There is no need to purchase separate courses for different exams. We have the best experienced faculty, the faculty who comes here for teaching these classes. We also take up the GradeUp Super classes. And there are mock tests and sectional tests for revision also. And presently, as part of the February Mela, we are having exciting prizes if you take up the GradeUp Super subscription. Okay, you can see at the Telegram group, or you can see the Facebook group, whichever social media platform, you can see every day how people are winning prizes. Okay, if you're taking the GradeUp Super subscription, you can get a phone, you can get the smart watches, you can get a vehicle. There are a lot of exciting prizes. So please take in GradeUp Super and also share it with your friends. All right. and download the GradeUp app, practice topic-wise quizzes, keep attending the live classes. Okay. Chalo, thank you so much, friends. All the very best. Keep studying well. And let me just share the Telegram link so that you can write the answers if you want. Okay, this is a Telegram group. You can see this. हाँ गुलाम मोहम्मद, UGC नेट का classes अलग है, ठीक है, it's not part of this, but for IR this is also is important, right? चलो, thank you so much. Let's meet tomorrow at 2 p.m. for another class of State of International Affairs. Bye bye, take care, and all the very best.